You see the title in the video. I'm not going to even beat around the bush with no introductions. I'm just going to get right into it. Now, back in the 90s, there was a very popular movie that came out called Jerry Maguire, starring Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. And Cuba Gooding Jr. said one of the best lines and most quotable lines of any film to ever come out. When he said, "Show me the money." The late Gangsta Boo of the very popular rap group 3 6 Mafia made a song and she asked the question, "Where them dollars at?" And it got me to thinking, excuse me, when it comes to big budget films, where's the money? Where's the receipts? Because when I look at a lot of films nowadays, you look at the visuals and the CGI, the effects, look as if the graphics of the PlayStation 1 and the graphics of the Nintendo 64 had a love child. And somewhere in between that, the graphics of the old Atari systems were just the side pieces or the surrogate mothers. Best way I could describe it. And it absolutely makes no sense, as I said in, one of my video shorts, that, making bad movies, comic book existing properties, whatever, is the equivalent of failing an open book test when you got a blueprint not to mess it all up. And I'm going to go back even further to 30 years ago, 1993 to be exact. A very well-known popular film, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was made on a budget of somewhere between like 60 million to 70 million. And you're trying to tell me the visuals in Jurassic Park, a movie that came out 30 years ago, looks way better than what comes out today? Hell, let's go a step further. The first Blade film was made on a budget of 45 million. And even though the graphics, okay, you can tell they're really wonky, but still, the overall effect and impact of Blade has a higher impact than what comes out today in theaters. And most recently, The Creator, starring Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, was made on a budget of 80 million. And the visuals look as if somebody broke the bank in making that film. Everything was visually beautiful in it. And you're telling me that looks way better than what, let's say, something like, The Flash came out with, made on a budget of like 220 million to be exact, and the effects was that horrible? Even if you took Ezra Miller out of the equation, still was no reason for those effects to look the way they do. And I get it. People put their time and effort into making stuff, but then it's also like, well, if you worked hard on the presentation, it doesn't look that presentable at all. The best thing to do would be is, regardless of what the hell's going on backstage with the drama and the politics and whatnot, if you put your heart into something, you should have something to show for it. That's the reason why, as somebody who loves movies, who loves to be entertained, big nerd myself, I think that it's only fitting that we see receipts on what all the stuff was spent on. Because again, it makes no sense why movies why movies made on a lesser budget, I almost said based on something, but whatever, movies made with a lesser budget are more visually appealing, and not only that, but they're also more entertaining than the stuff that's being made on a gigantic scale. And it makes you ask the question, again, who's pocketing this money? Where is it going to? We as the fans, we need answers. Just saying. But yeah, just a little rant that I just want to present of like, where's this money going to? Because, well, you can tell it's not going to the production value. Hell, you can make a damn decent film with half of that budget and send the rest to feed starving kids in Africa or help feed the homeless or do something. But yeah, the way how Hollywood is, we know it goes to a lot of people's legal fees in terms of what goes on in Hollywood. But yeah, no excuses, none whatsoever. Just a little rap want to get off my chest because we need to know where them dollars at, and they need to show us the money. Again, I'm just saying.